What is going on, YouTube? It's Tyler from Mission VR, where it's my mission to bring you guys good quality VR content. Well, it has been 1 year since the Oculus Quest 2 released, and we are going to be doing an official 1-year review of the Oculus Quest 2, and probably going to talk about whether or not, at this point in the game, if you're looking to get into VR, should you still buy the Quest 2? What are all the pros and cons of the Quest 2? We're going to get into all the goodies. What are the viability of it as a PCVR headset compared to a standalone? Pretty much everything that you would want to hear about a Quest 2 review, we are going to talk about in today's video. So make sure you guys smash that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'm bringing a ton of VR content. I am also going to be doing an upcoming live stream. No official date yet, but it will be a Halloween themed live stream where I will be playing Forewarned, which is a game that is similar to Phasmophobia. And I also have a review coming out for that game as well. So make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel for that. I am also going to be launching a massive giveaway here very shortly on my Discord server, so make sure you guys hop onto my Discord server, join that up. There will be 10 winners to this giveaway, so definitely looking forward to that, and stay tuned for an announcement on that. But let's go ahead and hop on into this video. Alright guys, so with our first section here, I want to talk about hardware with the Quest 2. How has the hardware held up over the course of the year? Really pretty good. I can't complain here. The headset's been very durable. Now I have a third-party head strap on it, as well as a third-party Oculus Link cable, and both of those have held up phenomenally. Cannot complain. I really like the Halo strap on my Quest a lot. And of course, you know, the Oculus Link cable I bought actually is still in working condition a year later, and it's a third party. And I did buy a spare just in case I had any issues. Have not had any issues with that. As far as the controllers go, controllers are in great shape now. Of course, I have not hit them off too many things. I have hit my fan a couple times. I hit a wall one other time, but the controllers are definitely very durable. Overall, the hardware itself has held up really well. I have no complaints there. And, you know, it lays on the ground in my room, and I have 2 dogs. They tend to not hit it, but it has been, you know, stepped on a couple times, and I've had to chase my dogs away from it in a panic mode that they may have broken it. Nothing is broken. The headset overall holds up really well on the hardware side of things. So I think it's definitely a big plus for this thing. Is it's not super fragile. You don't have to worry about it breaking if you even happen to ding it off something. You know, it is a pretty durable headset. So overall, pretty good rating in the hardware section. So a relatively quick section here. I do want to just touch about the software, and I mean software, not like the actual games you can run on this headset. What is actually going on with the software of the Quest 2? Pretty good software. I can't complain here. I don't have a lot of issues at all. Getting it to run standalone, you know, with its base packages, really smooth, really easy. Getting it to run PCVR, you know, from the actual setup of the Quest side of things, really smooth. I love the Guardian system. It's really quick to set up compared to like the Oculus CV1. Where if I took like a month off of VR or something, I had to go through a nightmare of things to set that up. This is a very fast on, you know, I could get into VR very quickly, which is a big plus for this. Plus, they offer a dynamic range of ways to play. You can play wirelessly with your PC. You can play wirelessly just in general as a standalone. You can play wired to a PC. There's a lot of good options here as far as the software goes. I think that they've done a good job, and they've added a lot of updates to this thing to really make gameplay experiences pretty smooth. So overall, software is definitely a big thumbs up for me. So I want to talk about the Quest 2 as a standalone VR headset, you know, where it's meant to be. And, this is kind of a waste of a section to some extent, because there's no competition for it in a standalone. It's not like I'm comparing it to, you know, another really great standalone VR headset. There really isn't another really great popular standalone VR headset. But as a standalone, you know, I'll tell you a little bit of what you're expecting to get. You're going to get a smooth gameplay experience 9 times out of 10 on most of the applications you're going to play. There's some really cool stuff like Waltz of the Wizard. You can use some hand tracking stuff, and it definitely adds a really cool experience that you can have. Now, as far as, you know, some of the big games like Population 1 and Larcenauts and stuff, yeah, you can play those in your living room, and it's pretty freaking cool. There's no doubt about it. The graphics suck, though, in standalone, and that's coming from somebody who plays a lot of PCVR, so I know that if some of you out there are probably like, well, I think the graphics are fun. It's pretty cool, but, like, I'm telling you, they're nothing compared to PCVR, so that being that, you know, but it is standalone, so you do have the benefits that the battery life on the Quest 2 is absolutely abysmal. It needs it definitely needs a battery pack to play any type of longer session at all. I mean, it hardly lasts 2 hours in most games. So that being said, if you're somebody who wants to play for longer than 2 hours, which some of you may not be, but if you're like me, I like to play. Whenever I step into my headset, I do want to play for a little bit longer, and the battery life is certainly an issue with that. But again, there's nothing to compare it to here. So as a standalone, if you're looking to play VR and you don't have a PC, but you're not sure, you really want to get into it, you're not going to have a bad time with this headset. It's going to offer you plenty of hours of things to do in it. It's not one of those things where you purchase and you play once and you're like, oh, that was cool, okay, I'll never touch it again. There's definitely a lot of games in this, so you could spend some significant time into if you're somebody just getting into VR and you don't have a PC. So I would say that, as a standalone headset, it does its job. It's exactly what it's supposed to do. It'd be nice to see some competition for it, but there is none. But I can't complain here. I just think, as a PCVR Master Race person, I have my complaints with it. But as a standalone headset, it does a pretty solid job. Okay, now let's talk about the Quest 2 as a PCVR headset. I don't like this. I don't like it as a PCVR headset. And I know that a lot of people are going to be like, well, I use it for PCVR. And most of us at this point, for the most part, are using it as a PCVR headset, at least on the PCVR side of things. And I know you're probably like, well, Mission, what are you talking about? Like, how do you not like it as a PCVR headset? It's a decent PCVR headset. I just personally, I really don't care for it as a PCVR headset. And my reasoning behind that is because I really get tired of my Oculus Link cable disconnecting in games. And yeah, I know I could go ahead and do the virtual desktop thing and all that. But, then I got to go get a new head strap with a battery pack because I often play for longer than 2 hours. So, and I don't really want to do that right now. So yeah, there's that. I've done the wireless one. It's okay. It works good. And then on top of that, the Oculus Link cable just is, it's flimsier than I would like. The latency sometimes in some games is definitely noticeable, and that's also definitely a frustrating thing. Again, I'm the PCVR Master Race person, so that being said, I really want the next gen VR experience, and that's kind of what I started this whole thing with the Oculus CV1. When I bought it originally, I got that next gen VR, the first gen VR experience really, and it was smooth, and as bad and some of the janky as some of the graphics were, that was cutting edge at the time. And right now, I feel like I'm a step below cutting edge because I don't have that dedicated PCVR headset like a Valve Index that is just, processing games at that next frame rate, at that next hertz level. So yeah, definitely a little bit of a drawback there. And I do get tired of my Oculus Link cable sometimes popping out in the middle of a game, or just randomly USB power problems, which I, had to go through and basically, allocate my power supplies and turn off certain things to get my headset to keep, to stay powered at all times, basically, because there'd be sometimes where like I'd randomly lose USB power and then I would cut my Link connection, and that was really frustrating because it would drop me out in the middle of a game, and then it would come back in like, 2 seconds or so, but I'd have a black screen for a second, and then I'd have to go back to the Oculus home menu, I'd have to re-enable the Link, and I could be in the middle of a multiplayer game when this has happened, which is definitely frustrating. And then there's other times as well, like it'll completely it won't even get back into Steam VR at all. I'll have to completely restart the application when that happens. Don't like that. That really annoys me a lot, and it does happen to me. It happens to me a lot with the Oculus Link cable, and it's not my Link cable or anything like that. It's just the headset itself, and I do want a true dedicated PCVR headset. So, but here's the thing with it, there really isn't a lot of competition. I wouldn't recommend buying an Oculus Rift S. That's a terrible investment at this point in the game. The HP Reverb G2 is a good headset, but I just think that it's in the same boat. Like you get really great graphical quality with it, but the tracking is just not that good on it. It's a step below the industry leading standard for PCVR, and the industry leading standard is the Valve Index, and that thing's $1,000, and I don't have $1,000 to spend on that thing right now. If anybody wants to donate me one, please do let me know. Anyways, but it's expensive to get a Valve Index, so really, you're really kind of curtailed on your options here. I hope that the Deca Gear is able to change this, but as far as it goes with PCVR, I completely understand why anybody would want to buy this headset. It's cheap, and it works 85% of the time as it's supposed to. It's just, I want better. I'm expecting better, and moving forward, I hope that I'm able to get better with PCVR, because it is really just amazing, and I think PCVR is definitely still the future of virtual reality. The graphics are just so much better. The games can be so much bigger. And I'm definitely looking forward to that. But as far as it goes for a PCVR, like I said, unless you have $1,000 to spend, you're kind of locked in with Facebook's hardware here. So, like I said, it'll do the job 85% of the time. So I'm definitely nitpicking here because I do expect better from industries and better from this stuff, and that is what it is. So, well, guys, that is it for my 1-year review of the Oculus Quest 2. My final verdict on it is you probably should go ahead and buy this thing if you're looking to get into VR. I know I hate Facebook. I don't want to give them any more money, but I mean, for the price, you are getting a relatively solid piece of equipment here. Even now, I know that they're going to be bringing out another version of the Quest here, probably later in 2022, but you know, you're going to get value out of this thing for $299. I think it's worth buying. You know, there's some really solid games that are going to be coming out here. You know, they're still updating the software on it. You're still going to have good software moving forward on this thing, you know, to keep it relevant. Even when the new Quest Pro or Quest 3 or whatever it is releases, the Quest 2 is still going to be relevant. And, you know, even if you do want to upgrade to the Quest 3, you're still going to be able to sell your Quest 2 for a decent amount of money. Or, hell, you know, you could give it to a friend or a family member, and you would have somebody to play with in some of these multiplayer VR games. So, I think overall, it is still a good investment at this time period. It has a couple drawbacks here and there, but overall it is a solid piece of equipment. So can't complain there. Guys, make sure you do drop a like on this video, subscribe to my channel for more VR content. Like I said, I am doing a major 10 key giveaway here coming up relatively shortly in my Discord. So make sure you guys head over to my Discord and join that, and be on the lookout for an announcement for when that giveaway starts. But that is it for today. I will see you guys in the next video.